What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another video. And today we have the WWE SummerSlam Night 2 review. It is a day late, which I do apologize for, but SummerSlam Night 2 was pretty crazy. We had some stellar matches. We had an awesome TLC match. We have a new WWE champion, and Brock Lesnar is back in WWE. I cannot wait to talk about the main event, but first, let's talk about the opening match. And our opening match was Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. All of the entrances for this match were awesome. I didn't even know that Naomi's dad was a guitarist, but apparently he is. He played Naomi's Last Warning entrance theme as she made her entrance, of course, down to the ring, and it was really, really cool. We don't normally see family members who aren't involved in wrestling appear on WWE TV, especially at big shows like SummerSlam, and it was really awesome. You can definitely tell that it meant a lot to Naomi to have her dad up there on stage with her, giving him the spotlight along with her and everything. Even though Naomi's a heel, you have to think that that meant a lot to her. And this match was really, really good. Anytime Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are in the same ring, you're always in for a banger, and this match was no exception. Where there were a lot of moments where Rhea Ripley accidentally hit Io Sky, or Io Sky accidentally hit Rhea Ripley, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry." Like they're arch rivals. They aren't like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair on night one, where Alexa Bliss accidentally hit Charlotte. Like they're arch rivals in a triple threat match against each other. That doesn't really make sense to me, dude. Like they're supposed to be feuding. I don't know. Like that was by far the only element of this match I had a problem with. But I feel like this match was really good. It was well paced. And I feel like also that the right person went over. Naomi was able to pin Rhea Ripley with a handful of tights, and she is going to be facing Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris, which ought to be pretty cool. I like Naomi as Women's World Champion, and I hope she has a pretty decently long run. Next up, we had the six-pack TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, and what a match it was, dude. We had the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys watching on ringside. Obviously not Edge and Christian because they couldn't get them. They're in AEW, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been pretty cool to see them. But yes, the Wyatt Six defending the WWE Tag Team Championships. This match was absolutely blast. I'd be here all day if I listed all the spots and moments that happened in this match, but I'm just gonna list some of my favorites. Ray Phoenix's wicked frog splash on Nathan Frazier through the table was awesome. We saw Spider-Man Tommaso Ciampa hanging from the titles that were above the ring, and then Nathan Frazier tried to take him out with some sort of spear, but he like hung from the titles like upside down, which was absolutely wild. We had some awesome stuff from people like the Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns. We saw the women get involved in this match. Candice LeRae of DIY, B-Fab, who is affiliated with the Street Profits, I guess. I've kind of forgot about that. And Nikki Cross, who is in the Wyatt Six. Candice LeRae would prevail over all of them and climb the ladder, looking to retrieve the belts for her men, DIY, but she would incidentally get pushed off the ladder by her own husband, Johnny Gargano, onto another ladder hit first, which was absolute insanity. Props to Candice LeRae for taking that bump. And I don't know which one was more wicked, the one she took in NXT with Io Sky, where she went knee first into the ladder, or here when she went hip first into the ladder. It was pretty crazy. After that, we would see DIY get pushed through a huge stack of tables off of a ladder, which was absolutely insanity. They crashed through four tables, just like Christian and Bubba Ray Dudley used to do back in the day, like those old bumps that they used to take in the TLC match. Overall, just the bumps in this match were insane, really setting the bar for TLC matches moving forward because there was some crazy stuff. After that, we would pretty easily see the Wyatt Six pick up the win and retain their tag team championships. And kind of unfortunate. I was sort of hoping for a new team to win this match. Someone like Andrade and Ray Phoenix, or like Motor City Machine Guns or the Street Profits. Kind of unfortunate that we didn't see a title change, but pretty cool for the Wyatt Six, I guess. They just won the titles, so I guess it's understandable why they would still have them as the champions. Next up, it was Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria in a no disqualification match for the Intercontinental Championship. If Lyra Valkyria loses this match, then she would not be able to challenge Becky Lynch for the title ever again. This match was pretty overbooked and it was pretty long, I'll be honest. Kind of like Night of Champions, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, when I was kind of complaining about that being too long. This match was a little long as well, but that we had some pretty creative stuff. We had Lyra Valkyria getting handcuffed sort of with zip ties of course, from Becky Lynch, and then she would try to hit some moves with the zip tie still on without the use of her hands. So I guess that was pretty cool and unique. She did have to go under the ring to have a crew member cut the zip ties for her after she couldn't get it cut on the fire extinguisher. Not many people noticed that, but I'm pretty sure that's like what happened when she went under the ring, which I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But towards the end, we did see Becky Lynch trap Lyra Valkyria's head in a chair, and she was about to absolutely smash her face with a crowbar, which is unforeseen violence, especially for a women's match. But Bailey would come in, take the crowbar from Becky Lynch. Then it looked like Bailey was going to hit Lyra Valkyria with the crowbar, but then she put it down. She to attack Becky Lynch a little bit. They would brawl. And then, as the action wore on, Lyra Valkyria would get into it. She would hit a leg drop on Becky Lynch through a table, and then then she got her into the ring. It looked like she was going to win the title, but Bayley accidentally punches Lyra Valkyria in the face, allowing Becky Lynch to win and retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And after Raw, it looks like they're going to be heading in a direction with Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. So it now looks like that Bayley will not be involved in this story with Becky anymore, which I guess is cool. Good to see Becky Lynch getting some new opponents, and her versus Nikki Bella ought to be really good. Solo Sikoa defended his United States Championship inside a steel cage against Jacob Fatu. This match was just okay, in my opinion. We did see a predictable interference of the MFTs, and then Jimmy Uso would sort of come out to try to play equalizer. He would take out Tongaloa and JC Mateo, but he was not able to take out Tala Tonga, and then Tala Tonga would hit him with a big boot, and then sort of attack Jacob Fatu a little bit. He would handcuff Jacob Fatu to a section of the steel cage, and Jacob Fatu broke out of the handcuffs. I didn't even know what happened originally because my focus was on Solo Sikoa about to leave the cage. Then the commentators like really didn't make a big deal about it at all. Like a human being just broke out of steel handcuffs. Like that they were like, oh, and Jacob Fatu just broke out of the handcuffs, and like you should make a bigger deal out of it. I didn't even notice what happened originally until their like lukewarm reaction. That was kind of dumb. But Jacob Fatu would try to get Solo Sikoa back into the cage, but he would have a door slammed into his face. But I believe it was Talatonga, and then Solo Sikoa would climb out of the cage and pick up the win. So Solo Sikoa is still United States champion, but after the match, Jacob Fatu would climb up to the top of the cage and hit a wicked moonsault on JC Mateo and Tonga Loa, sort of marking his territory, saying that this feud is not over. So yeah, Jacob Fatu, that was a really cool maneuver that he did with the moonsault. Dominic Mysterio defended his Intercontinental Championship up against AJ Styles. They were sure to market the fact that this is Dominic's 20-year anniversary in WWE, of course, because of SummerSlam 2005 and the custody of Dominic ladder match, which I thought was really funny. But yes, AJ Styles, he came out with a lowrider, Eddie Guerrero tribute gear, and with his son Avery, which was really, really awesome. It said Styles Heat on the shirt, which is really classy tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Of course, rest in peace, Latino Heat. And if we were to get a figure of that AJ Styles in the Eddie tribute gear, that would be really awesome. But I gotta say, I was really expecting AJ Styles to win this match, but that is not what happened. He would be put away by Dominic after Dominic sort of pulled an Eddie Guerrero on him, where he loosened up his boot while he was in the calf crusher, kind of like Eddie did to Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20 and during the ankle lock in their WWE Championship match. He would do the same to AJ Styles. He would hit AJ in the face with his boot and hit a frog splash to pick up the win. Dominic is still your Intercontinental Champion. I don't know. I feel like AJ Styles really had everything during this match, and he really could have won. I'm filming this after Raw, so that if you watch Raw, it does look like they will be continuing this feud. I don't know. I just hope when this feud is over, AJ Styles comes out on top as the Intercontinental Champion because we seriously need a new men's Intercontinental Champion. Dominic has barely defended it. Not gonna lie, I feel like only really the WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line consistently because when you look at the U.S. title, Solo doesn't defend it much. Dominic doesn't defend his title much. Cena, obviously, he's a part-timer, so he wasn't going to defend his title much anyway. Gunther didn't defend it much when he was champion. I don't know. I feel like a lot of champions just don't defend their titles. Is that just me? Like at first, I was like, okay, they're just doing it for the heels, and like they're just doing it to obtain heel heat. But I don't know. I feel like part one, if it is for heels, they're overusing it, or they just don't know how to like book baby faces to defend their titles much. Like I don't know. Like please, I want to see championships defended more consistently, especially with how limited the match format on pay-per-views usually is with like 5 matches. Like we need to see more title defenses. Please, Triple H. In the main event of SummerSlam Night 2, arguably the biggest match over the course of the entire weekend. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena in a street fight. Like I mentioned in my predictions, it is very weird to have a main event street fight for a world championship between two baby faces. And I thought in the back of my mind someone was going to turn heel here, but that is not what happened. But this match was absolutely awesome. So much fun, easily the match that we should have gotten at WrestleMania 41 because y'all know if you watch my review of WrestleMania 41, I was not a fan of the main event match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, especially the interference by Travis Scott. But the only platinum rapper we saw in this match was John Cena, just like he said on SmackDown. And yeah, this match was really, really awesome. Just some of the highlights. We saw Cena and Cody brawling into the crowd, and they would eventually somehow find their way under the stage, and then John Cena would like use the elevator that Cody Rhodes has during his entrance, and he would have Cody Rhodes up on his shoulders as he rose up, and then hitting a wicked AA on the solid steel stage, which was pretty wicked. We saw an AA through the announce table. We saw several table spots, including Cody Rhodes hitting a Cody Cutter on John Cena through a table. But in the end, we did see Cody Rhodes actually like loosen the turnbuckle from the bottom rope, and he had the rope with it and everything. He would hit John Cena in the face 3 times with the steel before lining him up for a crossroads and putting away the GOAT. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is your new WWE champion. So Cody Rhodes winning the title was not a surprise to me personally, but what was a surprise was what happened after. So John Cena was left alone in the ring. I thought he was going to pick up a microphone and say something, like say thank you to the fans or something. That is not actually what happened. He was sort of just standing there, soaking it all in one last time, like we all were, dude. John Cena, he only has 4 months left on his WWE career. He only has a couple matches left. Please do not take John Cena for granted. Don't take these last few months for granted. We're not going to have John Cena for much longer. So please enjoy it while you can. But Cena is sort of facing the stage a little bit, reveling in everything, like I said. And we hear the signature guitar riff. Brock Lesnar's music plays. What? Brock Lesnar comes down looking jacked as ever with a fresh new hairstyle. He doesn't really have like a ponytail braid anymore. It's sort of like a little longer. Brock Lesnar marches down to the ring and then takes off his hat, takes off his jacket, comes in and hits an F5 on John Cena. Like Brock Lesnar is back in WWE, dude. That is absolutely insane to say. I wasn't getting the feeling that anything was going to happen. I thought it was just going to close out with Cena just standing there. But no, Brock Lesnar is back. I don't know how or when or why he came back. Because we were definitely left with more questions than answers. Of course, he is involved in this Vince McMahon lawsuit thing. That stuff cannot and should not be ignored. But as for Brock Lesnar, I am very excited to see him back. And hopefully he's not just going to do this Cena feud and then dip again. Hopefully he works some more matches after that. I want to see him versus Gunther. I want to see him versus Jacob Fatu. I want to see him possibly get involved in the Seth Rollins storyline, sort of go up against his faction of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. But dude, Brock Lesnar is back. There were no rumors. There were no nothing. No, not a single fan in the arena was expecting Brock Lesnar to come back that night. And that's the kind of stuff that makes surprises in wrestling awesome. When there's no reports, where there's no nothing, where you're not spoiled by the dirt sheets or anything like that. Brock Lesnar is back. I am absolutely excited for it. And yeah, it was an insane way to close out SummerSlam. The Beast has returned. But yeah, that about does it for the SummerSlam Sunday review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As for my thoughts on SummerSlam as a whole, I feel like it was a lot like WrestleMania, if I'm being totally honest. Because like WrestleMania, we saw some really good stuff, and then we saw some like crazy surprises and everything, but everything else was just kind of mediocre. I feel like that was kind of the case with SummerSlam this year. As far as like the opening match of night one and the main event of night one, and on night two, the TLC match and the main event of night two. I feel like those are like the four main highlights of this show, if I'm being totally honest. You could include the Women's World Championship match in there, but I don't know. As for SummerSlam as a whole, just kind of mediocre at points. So night two, I am going to have to give a 7.5 out of 10. I did pleasantly enjoy it more than night one, if I'm being totally honest. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I would also greatly appreciate it if you were to smash a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you haven't already. But yes, Jed Wrestling out.